So YouTube, I'm back with another video. Just give my results to the Florida State versus Georgia matchup. Georgia beat Florida State 63-3. Um, kind of expected Georgia to do that. Florida State had a lot of opt-outs in this matchup. Uh, Definitely would have been, interesting to see if they had, a lot of their players, play in the game and, make it competitive. But, pretty much everybody knew uh, that it was going to be rough for Florida State to even compete in this matchup. But I'm gonna just read off the stats. It's gonna be a quick video. Like I said, Georgia beat them 63-3. Um, Florida State only scored a field goal in the second quarter. Other than that, wasn't able to get anything done offensively. Understandable, you know. Uh, Brock Glenn was the quarterback for Florida State. He went 9 for 26 with 139 yards, 2 interceptions. Just couldn't get anything done, man. Not mistaken, he's a freshman. Um, just tough playing against the Georgia Bulldogs. Um, What's his name? Ja'Kai Douglas. He only had 46 yards on the ground with 8 carries. Um, Kentron Portier, he had 4 receptions with 84 yards receiving. Um, like I said, just they couldn't do anything, against this stout Georgia defense. Both teams started to put guys out there, second and third string guys out there, try to make it a game. But they just wasn't able to get anything done. Deuce Spann, he came in. He went 1 for 1 for 7 yards. If I'm not mistaken, he was the guy. Uh, they utilized his legs a little bit in the matchup, but he just couldn't do anything. Rushing wise, like I said, Ja'Kai Douglas, 46 yards rushing. Keziah Holmes, 29 yards rushing. Um, they finished with 63 rushing yards though, but you know, uh, didn't make a difference. Uh, just a lot of guys out for Florida State, um, and it just was, it wasn't going to be able to compete at that point. It was nice seeing, Jordan Travis on the sidelines trying to, help Brock Glenn, man, trying to help him, you know, uh, help showing that support, definitely would have been interesting to see, where Florida State would have been had Jordan Travis not got injured. You know, uh, for Georgia, Carson Beck, he went 13 for 18 for 203 yards, 2 touchdowns. Gunnar Stockton came in, went 6 for 10 with 96 yards passing with 2 touchdowns. Um, Kendall Milton, he had 140 yards, 2 touchdowns. Dejon Edwards had 62 yards and 2 touchdowns. Lad McConkey had a touchdown. Um, Georgia accounted for, how many total touchdowns? I think they had. It don't matter at this point. It was just a lot of touchdowns. Um, Georgia finished the game with 301 yards passing, and they finished with 372 uh, yards rushing. Uh, just another game where Georgia just ran the score up. Uh, I saw a stat where it was like the second bowl game in a row where they scored like over 50 some points or something like that. So um, some people wouldn't like that, run the score up like that. But like I said, Georgia was playing some guys out there, second and third stringers. So, uh, but nothing much to say about this matchup, man. Everybody's pretty much picked Georgia to win this matchup. Um, just kind of, I could feel for the, Florida State fans, you know, their fan base coming out to see the game and just not being able to do anything in the matchup, is, a big letdown. I can understand why, the Florida State fan base feels the way they feel. They feel like they should be in the playoffs and stuff like that. Um, the commission made their decision. Um, Got to take it up with the commission. You know, they the ones that made the decision. They had their reasons why they did it, but it's tough. You know, considering the team went 13-0 and not being in the playoffs. But like I said, they had prior criteria that they went by, and it's just interesting, that a team of Florida State wasn't in the playoffs. But it's good thing about it, next year we're starting the 12-team playoffs, and it gives a lot more teams opportunity to be in the playoffs next season. So Florida State, don't get your head down. Uh, just buckle down, try to build on what you did this season, and hopefully it'll pay off in the end next season, being able to get in the playoffs. I think they got a good chance of being there next season. Like I said, it's going to be wide open, you know. So it's going to be interesting to see. But just a dominant performance by Georgia. They ended with 673 total yards. They had 36 first downs, no turnovers. Florida State had 209 yards total, 4 turnovers in the matchup, and they had 11 first downs. Georgia had the ball for 35 minutes and 38 seconds. Florida State had the ball for 24 minutes and 22 seconds. So the line on the game was minus 23, 23 and a half points. Georgia scored 60. So just a blowout, expected. Florida State got their first loss. It's going to be recorded as a loss regardless in the postseason, but they did go undefeated in the regular season. Huge accomplishment for that team. And while Florida State, man, take that momentum into next year, man. The build off of this season. Be able to, prove some doubters wrong. I wish the players would have came in this matchup and tried to see what they was working with, but it's understandable. A lot of guys getting ready for the NFL. A lot of guys just decided to opt out. So, but that's all I have for the video. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll definitely be back with more college football content. Thanks, guys, and roll tide.